Hello friends, my name is Beroz and welcome to my channel where I talk about financial and career success. Now in today's video, I will talk about key things I wish I knew when I started my career, which would have set me on a very steep success path. Now before I start talking about those things, I have two asks for you. One, press the like button, this is for free. And second, press the subscribe button along with the bell icon so you get notified as soon as I put a new content on this channel. Both by pressing the like and subscribe button, you will be supporting my channel, which will go a long way for me to produce quality content and make it more and more better. Now, moving into the topic. Number one thing is to work as hard as possible when you're starting your career. You don't have to choose which project to work on, who to work with. Just work as much as possible. Whatever work is coming your way, just take it up and solve the issues, the challenges, the work which is coming. Like if there is someone who says, this is a project, who wants to take up this project, raise your hand. You should be the person who should be raising their hands every time there is a need for a resource on a particular task, on a particular project. Make sure that you are out there, you're working on every possible thing that is in your eyesight. The reason for this is that for the first 1 year when you're starting your career, you don't have any equity. So you have to establish equity. Like, who are you? There is no identity. You don't have an identity. All you have is a college degree and that's it. So you have to establish an identity and establish equity, which is far, far, far important. How you do that is that you come across as someone who's hardworking first. Before you even think of working smart, you have to come across as someone who is extremely committed, dedicated, has passion, and can solve and can address or fix anything that is possible. Anything that is there, they will be just jumping at it, solving it out. Develop that equity. This will require you to work not 9 to 5. This will require you to work 9 to 9 for that first 1 year. But imagine if you do this, then the rest of your life will be far, far, far easy. Because once you've established that equity, even if you change the organization, you have established the equity in the first year. Then in the second year, you play on that equity and get promotions and get good roles, get good projects. Now, the establishing of the equity is so important that once you establish the equity, then you are recognized as someone who is a go-getter and will get much better and bigger projects. And then you can put all those projects on your resume. And even if you change the organization, of course, your equity was built in a different organization, but now all that equity has transitioned or translated into the good projects that you have on your resume. And now you use your resume to move into another organization. Of course, when you change roles, when you move into a new organization, you'll again have to work harder, especially for the first 3 to 6 months, but that is fine. Now you don't have to really work harder on a longer stretch, rather for a couple of few months, just for you to get the hang of the business. And once you have the idea, once you have the control, then you can play smart again. But when you're starting your career, when you're young, remember to not skip on hard work. Start with hard work, build that equity, and then you can cash that equity for the rest of your life. Now, the second advice I wish I knew or someone would have given me is to only work in your productive hours. I remember my days in college when I would try to pull a nighter, or even early in my career when I would try to pull a nighter just because there was a particular work that I had to deliver next morning or next day. And I would just try to work it through the night. The challenge was that I am a morning person. I'm not a night person. So after, let's say, sun setting down, my productivity slows down majorly. Now, the same task that can be done in 1 hour takes me 4 hours in the evening or at night. I am much better off not working on it altogether, taking a good night's sleep, waking up early in the morning, and just spending 1 hour to get it done. Because I'm not productive, my brain is half dead, and it is very difficult for me to understand what I'm doing and solve the challenge that I have on hand. Even if it's as simple as just putting some slides together and making a presentation that I have to make. I'm rather better off not working at night, getting a good night's sleep, and then waking up in the morning, working on those slides, making the presentation, and then delivering it as it is fresh in my mind. So that is another advice I would give to my younger self, and I wish I started working on it earlier, and I would have saved myself from so many nighters that I pulled for no reason. Third one is taking 80% of the time that you have for any project, any task, to think through how you will solve it. It's just how the saying goes. Take 80% of your time to sharpen the axe and 20% of your time to cut the tree. It's only when you spend 80% of the time in sharpening, it becomes very easy for you to cut the tree in one strike. That is exactly my advice with regards to any task, any project that you're doing. First, sit back, think how you can tackle it in a smart, simple, and intelligent way. Once you've thought it through, even if that takes 80% of the time allocated for the project, once you've thought it through, only then go about executing it. Because once you've thought it through, it will be like a sharpened axe. It will be very simple, very clear to you exactly what you have to do versus trying different things. If you don't think through the project, if you jump in the project or task, then you will be trying different things, trying X, Y, Z, and maybe wasting a lot of time and doing a lot of things which are not material and useful for the project. So think through what is exactly needed in the most simple and exact way, easy way for you to deliver on that task. Next one is the 80-20 rule. Remember, there are 20% of the task that you will do which will really deliver 80% of the results for you. It goes also same way for the business as well. There are 20% of the projects in the business which deliver 80% of the results. So find those 20% of the project which deliver 80% of the company's result early on and start working on them. And start killing the ones which are useless. Or if there are one which only deliver non-meaningful results, just stop doing those projects and focus on the top 10, top 20% of the projects which will deliver maximum results for the company. Now that especially means you won't be working on a lot of projects. You will be working on smaller set of number or smaller set of projects. However, they will be the most important projects. Because what I was doing for the very long time, I was just trying to work on everything which was coming my way, not selecting. Now, of course, as I said, when you're starting your career, don't choose. Don't pick and choose, just work on everything because at that time you're building your equity. But once your equity is established, then you start working smartly, which is you pick and choose only the projects which have a material impact. So make sure you have your name on every project that has a material impact and go away from any project which has a non-meaningful impact to the company, to the business. Number 5, which I still struggle with, is networking. Try to build a network within the organization as well. It is not your results which will really take you to higher levels. Rather, you also need some support system. You need to network with people who are in the right positions, who are in the positions to kind of influence on your career. So try to connect with them. I have made a separate video with regards to how you can go about finding a mentor, and especially a mentor who has somewhat influence on your career, and how you go about asking for advice from them. And then once they've given you some advice, they will make sure that that particular advice that they've given you works for you. This is one way to network with people who have some influence in or on your career. So find those individuals and try to connect with them, network with them. Similarly, also look for individuals who are like the shining star of the company, because everyone has focus on them. And if you're working in their team, while they become successful, the entire team also achieves some success just out of them being successful going up. The entire team kind of benefits. So if you're in the team of the individual who's going places and who's getting promoted and is the shining star, you will get some benefit of that as well. So try to find those individuals, connect with them, try to work with them, become part of their network so they can support you as they are going up in the organization. They can pull you up with themselves as well. Number 6 is communication. Make sure you develop your communication skills and keep honing them as much as possible. There is no end to it. You have to continue to improve. Like even now, I'm still learning, I'm still improving. But keep this as a focus. So you keep improving, keep practicing. Most of the people that you may have seen getting promoted is not because they know more or because they have a lot of hard skills. It's primarily because they have strong communication skills. They can communicate, or they can understand a particular problem and then communicate it in a very simple way to upper management. So people understand them, people understand their language, and they want to work with such individuals and want to bring them up. And as you start to go up and up in the organization, you are not working anything, you are just communicating, and your communication skills become primary. So work on your communication skills. If you want to be someone who has a steep career path, work on your communication. Now here I've also made a separate video where I talk about how you can improve your communication skills. However, in summary, make sure that you don't lose any opportunity where you can put some challenge to yourself in order to get better at communicating. It could be as simple as raising a hand in a meeting and trying and testing how you speak and then seeking feedback from others whether the question that you asked was clear or not. Similarly, getting a chance to present in a smaller setting and then starting to increase the size of the group that you're presenting to, just so you kind of keep challenging yourself and keep improving your communication skills. Last but not the least, my favorite is managing your manager. It is a skill in itself. Your manager is one individual who has a lot of influence on your career, on your salary, on your projects that you work on. So make sure you manage your manager in a way that they continue to support you, they continue to help you. Here, one key thing that you can do, and I've made a separate video on this as well where I talk all of this in detail, but one important thing that you can do is find that one thing that your manager doesn't like doing, doesn't like working on, or is not good at, and take that particular task from him or her and start working on it. If you take their frustration away, they will be extremely happy, and once they are extremely happy with the kind of work that you're doing, they will support you to the maximum level because you just made their life easy, and if you make their life easy, they will make your life easy. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully after watching this video, you will have a good idea as to what are the kind of things that you should be doing when you are early in your career. In case you found this video valuable, I'm sure you'll find another video very valuable where I talk about how you can go about getting your promotion. You can check it out here. Other than that, there is another video where I talk about how you can go about increasing your salary. You can check it out here. Thank you.